Hi, thank you so much for joining me for today's class. We will begin in a wide-legged child's pose. Knees as wide as your mat, big toes to touch, reaching your fingertips as close to the top of the mat as you can. Allowing the forehead to rest heavy on the mat, maybe gently rocking it from left to right for a little massage. Taking the time to fully experience this pose and all it has to offer. And coming into your breath. Beginning to notice how cool the air may feel as you inhale, and how that temperature changes as you exhale. Slowly beginning to push yourself up through a tabletop position, inhaling to find your cow, exhaling to find your cat pose. As you inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze, feeling your entire abdominal wall expand. And as you exhale, contracting everything in, expanding through your scapula. Of course, adding in any variations of this pose that you would like. So maybe making your cat-cows really big. Adding in a couple of rib circles from one direction. And changing it up and going the other way. Really listening to your own body here and offering it whatever it needs. Allowing your breath to be your guide. And slowly returning back to your child's pose. Beginning to slither your way forward on your mat to find your Sphinx pose. Long through the crown of the head. Maybe your gaze goes over your right shoulder. Coming back through center and over the left shoulder. Always the option to drop the chin closer to the chest. Of course, if this causes you any neck pain, it is just an option. You do not have to take it. And pushing yourself back through a tabletop position and preparing yourself for puppy pose. Reaching the fingertips towards the top of the mat as your chest sinks down close to the mat underneath you. Your chin or your forehead can rest down. Another option is bringing the palms to touch, and the thumbs to the base of the skull, elongating your triceps. Allowing the palms to re-find the mat. As you push yourself through a tabletop position, tucking the toes and finding your first downward facing dog. And adding some movement here, maybe bending one knee, lengthening out the opposite leg, walking out your dog. Before finding some stillness. Shifting that weight forward to find your tabletop hover, and lifting yourself back up to down dog. Inhale as you shift that weight forward, tabletop hover. Exhale, down dog. One more time, shifting that weight forward, your shins hover the mat. Exhale, down dog. Inhaling deep through the nose. Exhaling out through the mouth. Bending the knees. Sending the gaze in between the hands to take a bunch of baby steps, walking the feet up to meet the hands. Heel toeing the feet just as wide as your mat, allowing your torso to rest on your thighs for your ragdoll. Maybe grabbing opposite elbow, opposite hand, gently swaying yourself from right to left. Or maybe interlacing your fingers at your low back, allowing your palms to drift towards the mat, Opening up the shoulders and the chest. Releasing your grasp, allowing your palms to re-find the mat as you heel-toe your feet back in towards one another and slowly roll yourself up to stand. And finding your Tadasana. Palms shining forward, closing down the eyes, elongating through the crown of your head. Inhale as you sweep both arms up. Exhale, dragging palms through heart center. Inhale, sweeping arms up. Exhale, palms drag through heart center. Inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale as you plant your hands, stepping back to your high plank, and we're holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping down onto your knees, untuck the toes, lower yourself all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower yourself back down. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. Exhale, down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, down. Pushing yourself up through your tabletop and right up to your down dog. Connecting with your breath. Bending the knees. Now taking 2 steps, walking the feet up to meet the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Grounding down into the mat. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, right back down, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to your plank, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop down onto the knees, lowering all the way down onto your belly. 3 baby cobras. Inhale, lift yourself up. Exhale, down. Inhale, pushing yourself away from the mat. Exhale, down. Last one. Inhale, find that length. Exhale yourself down. And this time lifting yourself right up through a high plank to a downward facing dog. Bending the knees, sending the gaze in between your hands, maybe hopping the feet up to meet the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose, sweeping the arms up as you stand. Exhale yourself right back down, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Planting your hands, stepping or jumping back to your Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale as you roll over your toes, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. On your next inhale, that right leg sweeps up behind you, 3-legged dog, bending that knee, stacking that right hip on top of your left. And re-lengthening out that right leg. Knee comes into the chest as you step that foot in between the hands, high crescent lunge. Your left heel is up off the mat. Maybe cactusing the arms to shine the heart and chest up towards the sky. Hands come down to frame that right foot, leaving the left hand on the mat. The right arm raises, reaching that right arm back and around for 3 big arm circles. Last one. Find that length, reaching the right fingertips up towards the sky. Right hand comes down to frame that right foot. Step back, high plank. Hold. And dropping through your Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Connecting with that breath. On that next inhale, that left leg comes up, bending that left knee, stacking that left hip on top of your right. Re-lengthening through that left leg, knee comes into the chest, stepping that left foot in between the hands. High crescent lunge. Cactusing the arms. Lengthening out the arms as your hands come down to frame that left foot. Now right hand stays on the mat as that left arm reaches up. That left hand reaches towards the back of the mat and sweeps around for 3 big arm circles. The last one. And that hand comes down to frame that left foot, Stepping back to your high plank and going through your Vinyasa flow. Always knowing the option to skip that flow is there for you, and you can meet us in a down dog. Bending the knees, sending the gaze in between the hands as you hop the feet up to meet the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Big toes to touch as you find your Utkatasana, chair pose. Making sure your knees don't go beyond your toes, puffing open the chest. Inhale, extending the legs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Planting your hands, stepping back to your high plank, going through your Vinyasa flow. On your next inhale, that right leg sweeps up behind you, bending that knee, opening up that hip. Re-lengthening through that right leg, knee comes into your chest, stepping it in between the hands, warrior two. On your next inhale, flipping that right palm and reversing your warrior. Coming back through center and finding your extended side angle. Maybe that arm reaches overhead more towards the top of your mat. Lifting yourself back up through a warrior two, lengthening through that right leg, reverse Trikonasana. And coming back through center, finding your traditional Trikonasana triangle pose. Gaze can be up towards the sky or maybe down towards that foot. Always option to find a bind. Hands come down to frame that right leg, maybe scooting that left foot in as you fold over that right thigh for your pyramid pose. Leading with your chest. Scooting that left foot back, rebending into that right knee, heel toeing that right foot out to the edge of the mat, finding your lizard pose. Maybe pressing that right thigh out with that right hand, rolling onto the outside of that right foot. Always the option to lower down onto your forearms. Lengthening through that left psoas muscle, that hip flexor, and also getting deep into that right hip. Remembering to breathe. Slowly lifting yourself up out of the pose. Tucking your left toes, lifting that left leg up, bending into the left knee and springing that left foot out to the outside of the mat. Finding your Malasana, yogi squat. Elbows are pressing into the knees, palms are at heart center, long through the crown of the head. Option to close down the eyes. Hands come down onto the mat, lengthening through your legs, heel toeing the feet back together to touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Hold. Breathe. Inhale as you lengthen through the legs. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Planting your hands and going through your Vinyasa flow, or meeting us right in your down dog. And taking a couple breaths here. Inhale that left leg up, bending that left knee. Re-lengthening through that left leg. Knee comes into the chest, foot steps in between the hands, warrior two. And flipping that left palm, reversing your warrior. Coming back through center, extended side angle. Maybe reaching that right arm over their head towards the top of the mat. Coming back through your warrior two. Lengthening through that left leg. Inhale as you find your reverse Trikonasana. Exhale as you come back through center and find your Trikonasana. Maybe finding that bind with that right hand. Allowing your hands to reframe that left foot, maybe scooting your right foot in, finding your pyramid pose. Leading with the chest as you fold over that left leg. Bending into that left knee, maybe scooting that right foot back, heel toeing that left foot out to the corner of the mat, lizard pose. Maybe pressing that left thigh out, deepening that hip opening experience. Always the option to come down onto your forearms. Trying to release tension where it decides to naturally drift to. Beginning to lift yourself back up out of this pose, tucking the right toes, bending into the right knee, springing that right foot to the outside of the right hand as you find yourself back down in your Malasana. Now that right shoulder will hook around that right knee as we find a twisted variation, planting that right palm down on the mat, making sure that left knee does not drop down. Always option to find that bind. And coming back through center. And now hooking that left shoulder around that left knee, reaching the right fingertips up towards the sky. Always option for that bind. Coming back through center. Pausing. Listening to how this pose feels within your body. Planting the hands down on the mat, lifting the hips up high, heel toeing the feet back in towards one another. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Stepping back to your high plank. Hold. Exhale, down dog. And dropping down onto the knees, crossing the ankles, coming onto your seat. Maybe refinding the center of your mat. Soles of the feet touch. As you come into your butterfly pose. Holding on to the outsides of the feet as you fold yourself forward. You do not have to go far. Going as far as your body feels like doing today. Maybe letting go of the feet, allowing your hands to reach towards the top of your mat. Slowly walking the hands back up, keeping the feet exactly how they are. Just begin to lay down on your back, finding your Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly. Left hand on the heart, right hand on the belly. And this is our final resting pose for our Shavasana. Option to extend the legs if you would like. Or you can stay just like this. Allowing the jaw to relax. Finding some space in between the teeth. Maybe the tongue drops down off the roof of your mouth. Your cheeks begin to soften. And you even begin to relax that little space right in the center of your forehead. I'll leave you here to enjoy your Shavasana. Now bring you back when it is time. Shavasana for as long as you would like. But if you do need to get up and move on with your day, making sure that you move out of your Shavasana nice and slow. As you go on with your day, I hope you're able to find peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your